Wanted to talk today about how to use a journaling practice in tandem with your centering prayer practice. Both centering prayer and journaling are long-standing contemplative practices that you can do in silence and solitude that allow God to do deep work in your life, and they can be used separately. What I found in my life is that you can combine these two, and I've noticed that over the course of time that's allowed me to open up really the core of my being to the work that God wants to do in me. I've experienced some real healing and transformation in the process. And so I'm going to describe briefly the journaling practice that I do after I'm done with my centering prayer practice. Now, I always do 20 minutes of centering prayer, and I end my centering prayer time with some final deep breaths and then a time of regular prayer where I make petitions, give thanksgivings, and give praises to God. Or you can, and sometimes I'll just even use a written prayer or I'll say the Lord's Prayer. So I transition from the centering prayer to journaling via a time of regular prayer with words, thoughts, images. Now, the journaling practice, I found this to be really powerful. It's really a 3-step process, but it's the first 2 that I think are really critical for doing the deep work. And the first thing I do when I pick up my journal is I write down 5 things that I'm grateful for. And so, sometimes I will have just prayed out some gratitude, but I think it's very powerful to write it out. And I would recommend actually writing in a journal. There's something about writing with your hands that's even more powerful than typing something, though you got to do what you got to do to make it work in your life. But I would recommend actually writing in a physical journal. So write down 5 things for which you're really grateful. And as you write them down, make sure you're feeling the emotion of gratitude. So don't just write things down really quick, because sometimes when you've done this for a while, you end up writing the same things. But make yourself feel what you're writing. And I always try for 5. Again, that you don't have to be legalistic about it, but write down some things for which you can feel deeply grateful for. And then I move to the second step, which is, I think, one of the critical healing steps. But the gratitude opens us up in the same way that the centering prayer kind of allows us to release a lot of things. Now, here's what I do, and this has been truly transformational in my life from the journaling. And it's enhanced, I think, the work that God has been able to do even with the centering prayer. What I simply do is I answer this question: what's bothering me? Now, sometimes that may not be anything, but what I'm trying to do carefully here is to pay attention to my body and to practice real honesty. All change begins when we tell the truth. And so when I notice when I'm sitting there that I have tightness in my back, maybe my chest is a little stiff, I have real stiffness in my shoulder, my stomach has butterflies, I ask myself, what's underneath those feelings? I notice them, and then I ask, what's going on? And if I can't come up with anything, I just keep asking, what else? And what I've noticed is that when I'm honest, I find things that I'm afraid of, maybe something from the past that maybe I feel real guilt about or shame about, or there's like a past trauma that maybe came up during the centering prayer. I write about that. Now, let me give a caution again. If you've watched my other videos, you know that it's critically important that when we become aware of our thoughts during centering prayer, that we use the prayer word to release those things, whether it's something inspirational, something mundane, or we run into some of those deeply troubling thoughts that Keating talks about where we get the divine therapy. So the goal here isn't trying to say, I'm going to try to remember this so I can journal about it. So let me be clear on that, because centering prayer is about letting things come up, and as we become aware of them, releasing them to God. And that itself is healing. But I found with the journaling that sometimes there's some real deep pain in my life, and even if I've released it in centering prayer, it's still in my mind and it's come back. And a lot of times those will be the so-called 8 distracting thoughts or 8 evil thoughts that Evagrius Ponticus isolated. Again, those relate to what are known as the 7 deadly sins. And so, what are those things? It's gluttony, greed, lust, anger, spiritual laziness, sadness, and then pride. And if you remember, Evagrius has two different words for pride. He has pride, which is thinking that we're superior to others, and then vainglory, which is hoping other people recognize how great we are and praise us for that. So those are the things that can oftentimes show up. But I also want to throw in trauma from the past, or shame, or guilt, right? And so when I recognize that something's not is bothering me, even after the centering prayer session, I just ask myself, what is it? What's bothering me? And I write about it. And that's another way of, just like using a prayer word and releasing it, by writing it down in your journal, you're functionally giving it to God. And I'm just going to tell you, that will change your life and allow God to come in to hurt parts of you. And that frees us then to show up the rest of the day as persons who are ready to be ambassadors of God's abundance to others. And then the last thing I do after I've kind of done all this work is I write down what are the 2 or 3 things that I'm sensing that God would have me to do today to advance my sense of what my calling and mission is in the world. Again, try these practices in tandem. I can testify that it's brought deep transformation in my life. Again, I'm not going to promise you that it's going to happen to you, but I'm going to say, if you do it consistently, I think the saints through the centuries testify to the power of these practices. And I want to say it's really worked for me, so try it. It might just transform and change your life too. If you have any questions, reach out. deepdivespirituality@gmail.com. It'd be a real privilege to hear from you and have an opportunity to serve you even more.